Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned. His name was Jason.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Clubhouse Movies Podcast. Today is a very special day. It's not quite Halloween.
It is.
Not quite a traditional holiday, not quite a day that people mark on their calendars, but it is Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is.
Now, we thought we'd take some time to get to know Jason Voorhees, the titular character of Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Do you know much about Jason?
I don't, actually.
Well, beware Jason Voorhees, because he's got a death curse.
Ooh.
So he was actually born on June 13th, 1946.
Okay.
Guess what day of the week it was?
Friday the 13th.
It was Friday the 13th. And he went missing.
It's a month from today.
He went missing in 1957. What happened was his mother was the cook at Camp Crystal Lake.
Okay.
And she found out that the camp counselors weren't watching Jason, who was born a little different.
Okay.
And he drowned. Allegedly drowned. They never found his body.
Yeah.
Right? So a year later, when the camp reopened, many of the teens were massacred. They were killed. They didn't know who did it. So they reopened the place 20 years later.
Yeah.
And there was a second massacre, but they found out that it was actually Pamela Voorhees. So if you've ever seen Scream, it was the mother of Jason who was the first killer because she wanted revenge for killing Jason. And that's what happened was she would hear in her head, "Kill them, mommy. Kill them. Kill them. Kill mom. Kill them. Kill them."
Oh, my sweet, innocent Jason. My only child.
So that's how it started.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of unknown time lapse here.
Yeah.
Because we know that Jason went missing in 1957.
Yep.
But he reemerged a year later.
Okay.
After everything happened, or at least sometime later, alive as an adult. So it must have been some 20 years later. So he went missing in 1978, and he killed the camp counselor who beheaded his mother. So because she was the last counselor to survive, she beheaded him, and then a man showed up wearing a potato sack over his head because he didn't want people to see him. So this was Jason, and he ended up taking up the mantle. So what might have happened was maybe a lightning storm brought him back to life, which happens, by the way.
Okay. And
he went on a big killing spree. And he got knocked out a few times, but he wasn't killed, but he killed a lot of counselors. Many of the Friday the 13th movies actually took place over the course of a few nights.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people say it was actually Saturday the 14th or Sunday the 15th that these movies actually take place. But do you remember Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
He played Tommy Jarvis. Tommy Jarvis was a boy, and his arch nemesis, who actually was able to kill Jason by psyching him out.
Really?
He shaved his head and made Jason think that he was looking into a mirror.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
Jason! Jason, don't you remember?
And then he just looked, he's like, "Remember me, Jason?" And then Tommy Jarvis's sister, I think, found his machete and hacked him. So he passed out.
Yeah.
Jason. And then Tommy Jarvis got the machete when she saw his hand moving and just hacked him into pieces.
Holy cow.
Right? Just said, die. And he actually fell on his machete.
Yeah.
And it went that's how he got this big machete scar here.
Sick.
Yeah, if you could see that. But when that happened, Tommy Jarvis went crazy and he grew up into an adult.
Yeah.
And he thought that Jason would be resurrected one day, so he had to make sure he was really dead. Right?
Oh.
So this is sometime later because he was a boy when he killed him.
He's a man.
Now he's an adult. And the stupid idiot, he digs Jason up and then starts stabbing the body with a big metal fence post on a rainy day.
Oh no.
And then he just leaves it in the body, and then lightning strikes it, and all of a sudden we have what people call zombie Jason.
Yeah.
But the thing with Jason is he's always in a state of healing. He keeps getting jacked up and heals, and gets jacked up and he heals.
Okay.
So he is resurrected in this new gnarly form where he is pretty much not human, not a full human anymore.
Yeah.
But
Wicked.
But somehow Jason has in this period gotten the power to teleport. So if you ever watch Doctor Who, it's called quantum locked, which means as long as you're not looking at him, as long as you're looking at him, he will stay where he's looking, where you see him. So if you hypothetically, if you're Jason is chasing you, walk backwards, and then he can't run when he's like this, but he can teleport.
Okay.
So there's a scene in one of the Jason movies where he's chasing Kelly Hu, and then she tries to go from like locked door to locked door, but every time she turns around, he's like closer to her.
Yeah.
So
right.
he has this power.
Holy cow, man. This is crazy.
And Tommy Jarvis defeated him by throwing a big chain over his neck.
Yeah.
And pretty much getting him stuck in Crystal Lake like again.
Yeah.
So he's in essence drowning over and over again. And there actually is a Jason. I forget the name of the lake, but you can actually go scuba diving, and there is a full size Jason markup that looks like that under the water with the chain around his neck.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So that exists. And Jason's favorite weapon is the machete, but he's been known to use a spear gun and even a weed whacker to kill people. He has actually killed thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because we'll get into his hijinks. He wears a hockey mask to hide his deformed face.
Yep.
He has tattered clothes, and he lives to do his mom's bidding, killing naughty teens. Now, the other thing about Jason is he doesn't kill kids.
Yeah.
Michael Myers kills kids. He kills kids indiscriminately.
Yeah.
Jason can also be confused, as we learned what happened to Tommy Jarvis. So you can actually
confound him.
Yeah. You can outsmart Jason if you're really good at it, but he might find you. He can live on when dismembered. So the FBI tried to put Jason down once, and they blew him up into little pieces, but his heart lived on. And if you come into contact with his heart, it will hypnotize you, and you will eat his heart and become Jason.
What?
And seek a family member to bond with so you can be reborn as Jason once again.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I like that. And if you see that movie, a lot of people don't like Jason Goes to Hell, but they introduce all this weird mythology to it, including the Necronomicon from the Sam Raimi Evil Dead movies just happened to be in the Voorhees house, and the Kandarian dagger that they used to kill people. And his sister, his half-sister, actually found the Kandarian dagger because the bounty hunter Creighton Duke gave it to her, and it turned into a even bigger spear, and she was able to stab him in the heart.
What the heck?
And when they pretty much kicked it into his heart, a bunch of evil soul elements came out of him. Good soul elements came into him, and giant hands dragged him into hell. Right? Because apparently that's the only way to really stop him is to impale him. But then something else happened to him. Freddy Krueger figured out a way to resurrect him. And this is all linear with the story because Freddy Krueger knows that he can get inside your head because that's his job is to get inside your head and manipulated Jason to kill on his behalf.
I can come back if nobody remembers me. I can come back if nobody's afraid. I had to search the bowels of hell, but I found someone who'll make them remember.
This is insane.
Acting like his mother.
Wake up. Mommy has something she wants you to do.
Yeah.
Right? Which is what he does.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, the Freddy Krueger is powered by fear.
Yeah.
Fear of the dreams of all his victims. But here's the thing. He's not the one killing them. Jason is the guy with the hockey mask and the machete. You just Google him, Jason serial killer, and that's what they did. They're like, it's Jason the one who's killing everybody. So Freddy Krueger had to figure out a way to kill people, and in his behalf, and he just ended up like tattooing like Freddy's back on someone's back while he killed him.
It's crazy.
But he had to fight him in order to like get ahead of him. So he had Jason in the dream world. They were fighting. He was fighting him in the dream, but he wouldn't die because he doesn't die.
Yeah.
But according to the rules of Freddy's, you can pull Freddy out of your dream since he's real.
Yeah.
And you could fight him. So the teens who were involved in this were able to pull Freddy out.
Yeah.
And Jason was able to fight him in the real world. And they actually got into like a pretty gnarly fight.
I remember this movie.
They're both immortal, right?
Yeah.
So they both ended up losing limbs and fingers and getting all messed up. And it was Jason who you can consider came out victorious because he had Freddy's head in his hand as he came out. So sometime later,
Jeez.
yeah, this is actually pretty intense. And once you think about like Greek mythology and like all kinds of like things and spirits that happen, it's all kind of mythological. But anyway, sometime after that, in a fictitious 2008, Jason was actually captured and kept for study. And they were going to try to do research on him, but he ended up breaking out again, as he does. What happened was they actually had him chained up.
Okay.
Right? And then someone was watching him 24 hours, and someone didn't want to look at his face anymore.
Yeah.
So they threw something over, like a blanket over him because they didn't want to look at him anymore. Since he's quantum locked, he got out.
Oh, right.
Killed everybody, but the girl managed to actually put him in a freezer. And he was cryogenically frozen, which was the plan anyway, because they couldn't kill him. Right? So he ended up waking up how much longer?
2463.
2463 on a spaceship. And he massacred everybody.
Yeah, the sort of space station.
So the space station crashed because Jason messed everybody up, crashed into the space station, which can pretty much have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, depending on how big it was, and killed everybody on that thing.
Jeez.
By doing that. And he was upgraded to Uber Jason because he was already messed up as it was. And somehow the nanites brought him back as like almost like a Terminator Jason.
That's ridiculous.
And then he got thrown into space, and somehow he was hurtling back at the space station.
Yeah.
And some dude kamikazed them and flew into the atmosphere, and they both allegedly burned up. But the ending of that movie, which is Jason X, was the mask going into another lake on Earth too. So as long as there's a
ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. As long as there's a Jason Voorhees descendant out there that comes into contact with a piece of him, he can be reborn again. So
my goodness.
Strength's seemingly immortal, has superhuman strength, quantum lock teleportation. So as long as you're looking at him, he'll be there. Weaknesses, he's dumb, can be manipulated, and has a very one-track mind. They say he's like Jaws on land.
Yeah.
Hey, another bit of FYI. In Mortal Kombat, he appeared as another wraith of. So was Freddy, by the way. But since it's Jason, he ended up in the underworld, and in the Mortal Kombat mythology, Liu Kang ended up becoming evil at some point. So he's like the main character. He ran to Jason and said, "Be one of my minions." And Jason tore his stomach open and strangled him with his own intestines.
What
in hell?
Heck?
In hell. Usually played by Kane Hodder, if you ever see him, but he has been played by many actors, and currently the franchise is in legal limbo as they try to figure out who owns the rights to Jason. And even though they say they figured it out, I think it's even more complicated. So hopefully Jason will return. There was a reboot in 2009 or 8, which was actually pretty good, which had the best elements of this and that. But anyway, happy Friday the 13th, everyone. Try not to get killed by Jason.
Yeah. Keep an eye on him.
Keep your eye on him. And try to distract him, make him think you're his mother. It worked for Freddy. It worked for a couple other people. And he will not kill your kids. So if you ever want to make Jason a good guy, I think you can actually sick Freddy on kids. If you ever make Freddy versus Jason 2, and he will not kill them. He will defend them. But anyway, that has been our hot take for Friday the 13th main character, Jason Voorhees. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification.
There we go.
Literally hide your kids, hide your wife from Jason and other boogeymen on Friday the 13th. Drive safe, do what you can. Until next time, I'm your host, Mark Rubalcaba from Mr. Panetta. We'll catch you next time.